The people of Ethiopia have been around for a long, long time. This region has been populated for thousands of years. But the country's ancient heritage isn't immediately apparent in the capital, Addis Ababa. Yet there is a place in this city where some of Ethiopia's most precious artifacts are stored.
The king,
and they have recently received some very important additions.
3 of them came from the Netherlands,
Yeah.
and 13 of them from Britain.
Okay. We were taken to the 4th floor of the National Museum storeroom, and they unlocked a cabinet in the corner. Inside, we found cultural treasures looted by British soldiers in the 19th century.
Oh, wow. What is that?
It's a shield.
It's a shield.
Yes.
And was that used in the Battle of Magdala?
Yeah.
Earlier this year, these items were put up for auction by the descendants of the troops who took them. But Ethiopian diplomats intervened and negotiated their return to the capital.
You can see the name of the captain who took it, Arbuthnot.
The British soldier who grabbed these buffalo horn beakers topped them in silver and engraved his name.
Is it disappointing that family members are doing this? They're trying to make money out of stolen items.
Yeah, disappointing. Disappointing not because that particular family auctioned them, but because these are part of Ethiopian treasures, which auctioned in the outside world. Yeah.
The Battle of Magdala in 1868 is viewed by many Ethiopians as a catastrophe. Facing defeat by the British Army, Emperor Theodore II took his own life, and his possessions were expropriated.
Some of them ended up in museums and others ended up in private collections of the soldiers. And the soldiers also, when they found Theodore's body, they cut bits of his hair, ripped bits of his shirt and as souvenirs. And in fact, quite recently, the Imperial War Museum restituted a piece of his hair. The then Minister of Culture went on a visit and she pointed out to them that it was not really such a nice thing to do to have human remains on display.
In Europe and the UK, people feel less comfortable now about cultural treasures that were plundered at gunpoint, and it's prompted some to act. A Cambridge college has returned one of the famed Benin bronzes stolen by British soldiers back in 1897. And the French president, Emmanuel Macron, says he's prepared to return all artefacts that were taken without consent. But such a policy would devastate collections in institutions like the British Museum.
British cultural institutions, museums have provided a safe space to both preserve and display these items, that they have essentially ensured their survival.
That's correct, but let's not forget that manuscripts have been kept in Ethiopia from the 6th century, and they even had a system where they had cats that were there to protect the churches and the manuscripts from rats.
Ethiopians have not forgotten about the theft of a set of Christian plaques at the Battle of Magdala. Each church in this country has one. They're called tabots, but the tabots removed from the battlefield are of deep historical and holy importance.
The public at large now still frequently ask, primarily the tabots, and that is very sacred object, very sacred.
The tabots, which represent the Ark of the Covenant, are now held in a storeroom in the British Museum, and 20 years of negotiations has not won their release.
It's really just shocking.
These artifacts come with their own unique history, a record of theft that cannot be ignored, and pressure will build on those who hold them to return them. It may be the best way to learn from the past. John Sparks, Sky News in Addis Ababa.